Okay. Before I get into talking about this, I have to do my low, my high, my act of kindness. So my low, pretty obvious. It was pretty cold yesterday, but my high, man, where do I even start with my high? How about the fact that, no kidding, last night I got to spend a little time with my nephews. It was wonderful. It was great. I got to see them and play with them for a little bit. And okay, so full disclosure, I just realized this yesterday. Well, actually, let me do my act of kindness before I get into some of the things I want to talk about today. My act of kindness, well, actually, it was helping my mom watch my nephews when I went to visit. So that was really cool. So good morning. Happy Saturday, everybody. And I actually have several things to talk about. First and foremost, my mom watches my nephews, especially at her place. My brother and I still have, old toys that she had in, stores that, my brother and I played with when I was a kid. I forgot. I had some pretty dope toys growing up. Seriously, I actually kind of wanted to bring them here. But, nah. I say I didn't want to do this, and yet I'm holding on to this little guy right here. Because, he's awesome. Anyway, another thing that happened yesterday that was really cool is I actually got my advent calendar several days early. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, an advent calendar is really simple. If you celebrate Christmas, if you get one of these, there's like a little door. One of these that right here is where the first door is, right here. Can't really. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, that's where. And basically every day in the month of December, you open it and there's a little treat inside. Like chocolate. Actually, all these are chocolates. Oh, actually, get this. Peanut and tree nut free. Yeah. So, yeah, if you're allergic to peanuts or, any other tree nuts, you can have this. So, yeah, very, very chocolate lover friendly. Actually, I do have a cousin who is allergic to chocolate, I should say. But, I don't really know where I'm going with this. Anyway, but, yes, I got this in the mail. I can't wait to, well, here's the thing. Literally since I was, in college, I'm like, wait, why should I just have one chocolate on one day when I could literally wait until Christmas Eve and then I get all the chocolate? That's a pro move right there. And plus, it's actually, seriously, kids, if you actually get one of these advent calendars, and, you, and you actually do this thing every year, just see how long you can go without having any of the chocolate. Think about it. One piece of chocolate is good, but having 24 pieces of chocolate, yeah, it's pretty dope, man. And it's Christmas. You can celebrate that sort of stuff. It's awesome. So, yeah, got that in there yesterday. And speaking of Christmas, I actually already saw this week's new episode of Amphibia, which is their holiday special, A Froggy Little Christmas. And this is actually the best Christmas special I've seen in quite a while. I mean, yeah, I am being a little biased because it is from a show that I really do like a lot. And, yeah, it's talking about one of my all-time favorite holidays, too. So, I mean, full disclosure, I knew it was going to be good from the very beginning, back when it was announced. But I didn't think it was going to be this good. I mean, basically, the story goes is that for the first time this year, Anne's parents can have a float in the Christmas parade regarding, the Christmas parade. It was the first time they've been able to do it, but Anne's mom originally didn't want to do it, partly because they are trying to keep a low profile. And she is absolutely right. You should want to keep a low profile. But Anne realizes that, all the sacrifices they made, not to mention Anne was gone for so long, she really wanted to make it up to him. Which, again, see, I forget what episode it was, but it was, Sprig trying to be engrossed into Anne's family a little bit more. This is basically that episode, but done a lot better. Because here I can legit see both sides of the argument. So all throughout the episode, they It's actually a callback to like some of the characters that we've met this season and helping them build this float. Like they go to the two tech girls for you know, electronics and driving the float and stuff. They go to Dr. Jan for decorations. It was awesome. Like this was a really great episode so far. Meanwhile, King Andreas gets a new drone, which is really funny. They bring up the fact that Marcy actually talked about Christmas to King Andreas and everyone, so they're celebrating Christmas too. It's great. And the King Andreas' henchmen get him like a drone that like you can control virtually or whatever. It was so cool. And like there's a lot of action. So basically, King Andreas sends the drone into the real world and takes control of like a Santa Claus float, and it becomes like a giant robot, and they fight the giant Santa Claus robot, which you can't fool me, Matt Brawley. I know a Ghostbusters reference when I see one. It was awesome. Like seriously, this was one of the most action-packed specials like ever. And all throughout this episode, several things are going on, so a lot is going on in this episode. Like Mr. Boontroy is trying to get a candid style Christmas photo. Basically, it's a really good photo, like, in the moment. And he eventually was able to get it, which is awesome. But the other thing is, the planners are trying to learn what Christmas is because they never really talked about it. They really found the time, actually. So, the real story about, Christmas, what it really is being surrounded by the people in your life who love you. And all the traditions, the gift giving, the specials, the parades, the decorations, all that. That is a way of expressing that. But no matter what happens, you're still together with the people in your life who love you. And that's really nice. I love you, little guy. Anyway, so before I continue, I gotta give one major shout out to a very certain composer named Rebecca Sugar, who, and yes, I am aware that, Sondheim passed away yesterday, but I didn't really pay much attention to his work. But anyway, Rebecca Sugar, for those of you who don't know, was the creator of Steven Universe, a show that I have talked about several times, making these videos. And all throughout the episode, Rebecca Sugar voices a traveling sort of folk singer, musician type player playing like a ukulele. And she's singing like her own little Christmas carol all throughout, which, I mean, if you've never heard Rebecca Sugar sing, you're in for a treat. She's a really good singer. And she obviously wrote the song that her character was singing all throughout the episode. So she was awesome. Like, honestly, it's the sort of detail that like didn't necessarily need to be there, but it just made everything all the better for it. And that's what made this special great. Like, really and truly great. I mean, yeah, by all accounts, this was a special. It was. But I'm pretty sure since every episode is canon, yeah, I mean, it's done or otherwise, I think this episode's canon, so it's okay to talk about this. Not to mention, like, again, it features one of my all-time favorite shows that's on currently. And probably, even after it's gone, I'll still consider an all-time favorite of mine. One of my all-time favorite holidays. A great lesson for everybody to take the time. Because, yeah, we hear this every year where we gotta be with family and everything. But it's a sort of lesson where you could always stand to hear it more. Whether or not you're tired of hearing it, you can stand to listen to it more. It doesn't matter. Right, so literally the most touching thing like ever was all throughout the episode, Sprig was trying to come up with a gift for Anne. Because, first he tries to go into different stores, he tries to make something. In the end, he tries to make like a miniature Anne Boontroy action figure, right? And the reason why he made it was because Anne is his hero, which I'm like, seriously, this is one of the most heartfelt, believable friendships I've seen in any form of fiction in a long time. Like, seriously, it's right up there with stuff like what you see from the Straw Hat Pirates in One Piece, or like the Codename Kids Next Door, or even like Ed, Ed, and Eddie. Like, it's that sort of friendship that is heartfelt, believable, and you're always rooting for these characters. And I love it. I love this show. I just love this show so much. But if you think this episode got better, it gets even more better. And that was poor grammar. I'm very sorry about that. So the episode ends with Anne writing a letter to Marcy's family saying, listen, I know it's been rough the last couple months, but your daughter is alive, and I'm going to do everything I can to bring her back. Signed, a friend. And then the camera slowly pans over to an envelope that says the Wu family on it. But then you look to the right, and there's two letters saying, the Mr. and Mrs. I'm blanking on Sasha's name, but yeah. But basically, it turns out that Sasha is a child of divorce. I bet that plays a very significant part of her character. And you know what? I bet that would explain why, originally your character was a sort of character that had to take control. I mean, when you're a kid, there are just some things in life that you can't control. You can't control when, a death in the family happens. You can't control, the changing of the seasons. Sadly, sometimes you can't control if your parents somehow simply lose love for each other and get divorced. I know this because that happened to my mother. So, yeah, I thought this was a very big, eye-opening thing that they did. And it really, again, it would explain, and that's why Sasha has to take control of, everything in her life, and why she felt like she had to sort of be the leader of, the three girls, Sasha, Anne, and Marcy. It's heavy. This show could get really, really, really heavy. I mean, I said this before, and I'll say it again. I really have yet to see an episode of this show that's bad. Like, really and truly. And, 49 episodes in, I can say that, the track record is still holding strong. I mean, even shows like Avatar The Last Airbender has, The Great Divide, even though I didn't really think that episode was as bad as everyone else made out to be. Or even shows that have longer, times on screen, like Ed and Eddie, Episodes like Sorry, Wrong, Ed, which, again, I didn't really think that episode was bad. But, 49 episodes in with 2 season finales that are perfect. In fact, they make for great series finales than any other show. Like, I'm telling you what, if Matt Brawley can pull off a hat trick, obviously Matt Brawley being the creator of Amphibia, and have the series finale be another perfect episode, like, Reunion and True Colors were, I think Amphibia is going to be in that sort of S tier of finales that I have. Right up there with Deathly Hallows Part 2 and Avengers Endgame. I mean, yeah, it's still a little too early to say. Plus, I think they may market this special as the mid-season finale, which I really kind of hope they don't, because, they've had like 20 episodes a season. They've only shown 9 this season so far, so there'd be 1 more left. When they're going to show that, I don't know. Plus, there's still a lot that needs to be done. I mean, even if, like, they were to have a new episode every week going forward, it'd still be 2022 by the time, the series ended, because there'd be 10 weeks left, and so you're looking at, like, mid-February, I guess, starting now. So, if this is the last new episode of Amphibia we get this year, I'm actually okay with it. A little sad that, this is the last, new episode we get in 2021. But, it means that this year really is coming to a close. And, I mean, I think we all agree, even though, yes, it is by comparison, 2021 was a better year than 2020. I'm pretty sure we can all agree to that. But there is an opportunity amongst us where, even though 2021 is, better than 2020 was, we can actually make it so much better that it makes you say, wait, 2020 happened? So, yeah. So, let's take this time, this holiday season, to think about those in our lives who love us, spend time with them, be thankful that they're in our lives. I mean, we just had Thanksgiving, so yeah, be thankful. Like, I'm thankful for this little guy. And, come, December 31st, 2021, I think we'll be able to leave this year with a pretty big smile on our faces. I'm already smiling now, which is funny because all throughout December, there's a certain series of videos where I'm probably not going to be smiling, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Also, speaking of Christmas specials, How the Grinch Stole Christmas was on last night, so I saw that. The original Chuck Jones animated one, not the bad Jim Carrey one. Like, favorite, share, subscribe button, follow me, social channels, or usually do. I'm very home, video for all you guys watch your video. Have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. Remember, you don't talk to him, be here to land back. Take care, make good choices. See ya.